Welcome to a new FAVE FIVE, Boston Celtics edition, the 5 favorite plays for the Boston Celtics. Bonus plays coming on Twitter at ScoutWithBryan. Make sure you check out the whole FAVE FIVE series as well. Let's start with Zip Step, a main play for Brad Stevens that he's been running pretty much his entire time in Boston. It's going to be usually run out of side, out of bounds, but they can get to it a couple different ways. Pretty simple action. It's just going to be a zipper screen. We call this a zipper screen right here, usually to bring Kyrie or Hayward up. And then the guy who sets the zipper screen is going to go right back up into the kind of high pick and roll. And what they really want on this play is for you to ice it. So they really want you to force the screen to the baseline, which is the normal coverage for a lot of teams on side pick and rolls. Here, though, it looks like Milwaukee knows they want you to ice it, so they end up forcing it middle. What you can't do, though, is be as far back as Giannis was here in Game 1, which, if Hill gets caught up on the screen at all, is going to lead to Kyrie hitting deep threes. Here we see it for Hayward. Zip him up, and it ends up being pretty much a high pick and roll if you end up forcing it to the middle. Milwaukee plays it pretty well here. What Boston loves to do, the reason they want you to ice it is they end up overloading the strong side. So the guy who usually started on the left block or the left elbow, he's going to dive out, usually to the either right short corner or right deep corner, as you see Morris doing here. So again, what they want you to do is basically ice it, let it come off to the baseline, which will end up leading to Horford popping and it being an impossible stunt pretty much for Bogdanovich here to get to. Because you see they only have one guy on the backside in Tatum. Both these guys with Morris getting out and Kyrie going down, they're basically out of the play. So what they really just want to create is two on the ball for a second, which allows Horford to pop either to three or to stay in the pocket, which he does so well, and pop to the mid-range. And if Turner is going to play it like this and be back, it's going to be impossible for him to get all the way back to Horford and contest the shot. Here they run it for Hayward again. You see Semi up top. He's going to dive out, overload the strong side. And then this is what Milwaukee's really struggling conceptually, at least in Game 1 so far. This high pick and pop with Horford. And the reason why they're struggling is because Lopez was higher up even than this, but Lopez likes to drop on pick and rolls. And if he's going to drop that far back, once Hayward engages him, if he throws back to Horford like he does here, that's impossible for Lopez to get back to. So what they really have to do is execute their peel back switch, which I've showed before on here. You can find some of my videos, but Middleton needs to, at this point, peel back, guard Horford. Lopez needs to guard Hayward because it's going to be impossible for them to get all the way back to that pop. Horford for three. Stack dribble. This is a big-time Hayward play in particular. It's going to start with kind of this bunch set right above the free throw line. Morris is just going to make this looping cut above the 5, and he's going to end up popping out to the catch, popping out to the wing. And then all it's going to be is he's going to basically flip the ball quickly to Hayward. The point guard's going to get out of there. He should be moving already to his right over here. Morris is going to flip the ball to Hayward, and Hayward's going to go right into a handoff right into the pick and roll with the 5-man. So Morris basically is just trying to get a piece, and they're trying to get Hayward freed up with the 5-man rolling. Hayward's so good from that mid-range area to get to that pull-up right here. Next time they run it, always backdoor is an option out of this. If you try overplaying Hayward, there's no help down there really. So he tries the back cut for a second here, and then he's going to come right back up. Same thing, get ahead of steam. Good job sinking in to help a little bit by Milwaukee that time. But still, Hayward playing great basketball, getting to his floater anyway. Stack dribble, once again, is the call. Kind of the stack alignment to start. Morris or the 4-man is going to loop out of it. Handoff. Kyrie's in the action this time. Doesn't read it as well. Ends up getting a pop three to the corner, though. In and out. We see it once again for Hayward, who it's really for. You see Rozier getting out of there like he's supposed to. The flip from Morris, he's just going to go corner. Hayward the pick and roll. Indiana was switching everything. Hayward with a step back miss here. Swing side. This is definitely a side out of bounds play. Big time brilliance of Brad Stevens out of bounds plays. A lot of them are going to look exactly the same. So he has a whole swing series of different wrinkles out of this initial alignment. So it's really hard unless you know exactly what they call to know what's coming. They have a play, they'll pin Horford in here, and then they'll rip screen for Tatum, kind of give him a slice cut. They have a whole different bunch of actions they run out of this. This one, though, like I said, they call swing side. So Hayward's going to set this kind of pin in for Horford to pop him to the top. Horford's going to swing it to Hayward. And then what ends up happening is it's going to be a double staggered pick and roll with the inbounder coming actually to set the first screen. So you see how Tatum inbounded the ball. He's going to come and set this first staggered pick and roll for Hayward. Horford setting the second. Nice drive and kick to get Morris a corner three there. This was the first time in the game they ran it, with Kyrie coming over to set the first screen. If you don't switch it, what's going to end up happening is the guy guarding Hayward, Connaughton here, is going to end up probably nicked off by one of these two screens, which is going to give Hayward basically a great pick and roll look. George Hill is too attached to Kyrie here to come and help, even though he's supposed to be the help guy on this roll. Hayward does a great job putting Connaughton on his back, reading it perfectly, get all the way to the rim. He does a great job reading this play. See it again here against Indiana. They covered it up a little better. Kyrie ends up getting the charge. Marcus Smart handling here. You see again. Pretty simple. Pin in for the 5. Swing. Inbounder goes over the top. Sets the first screen. 5 sets the second. Allows Marcus Smart to get right to his free throw line jumper right there. Horns 21. This is not a side out of bounds play. This play basically is going to be a small usually. You know, Tatum can play some 4, but it'll be Rozier a lot in that spot, Hayward in that spot. A small, usually at the left elbow, 5-man at the right elbow. And they're going to try to hit the 5, generally speaking, and then go split game. So Kyrie right here is going to set a pin down for Tatum to come off, kind of like Golden State's split actions. What Boston does so well, though, they love to read it, especially if they feel like you're starting to cheat towards this split screen. Tatum will fake up, back cut, and they'll hit him on this. Got him an easy layup to start the game here. Now, if you don't overplay it and Tatum can't go backdoor, then they'll run this general split. Rozier sets the pin down for Tatum, and then it's going to come basically split game into handoff, high pick and roll. Chance for Tatum to try to get going from the elbow, where he loves to operate. I believe this is just an option out of this. There might be a separate play call for this, but remember again, Horns 21. Another thing they can do out of it is end up getting to this Horns chest action, which is Hayward or Small actually coming up to set the pick and roll and then flaring off the 5-man. As you see here, Kyrie's able to get all the way to the basket on this one. See it again. If Hayward comes up to set the pick and roll, he'll just flare over the top of Horford. And then Horford, if he wants, can come set the pick and roll anyway. Go high pick and roll for Kyrie. Five set. This is going to be their delay game, 5-out action. So, as you see here, basically just going to be Horford usually handling the ball up top, and then split game on both sides. So they're going to go strong side here. Kyrie's going to act like he's setting the split, send the pin down for Tatum. Here he doesn't even set it because it looks like they wanted to get Kyrie maybe a mismatch on Bledsoe. Instead, though, he's going to come out, play 2-man game with Horford. They do a good job keeping the floor spaced. And then this is what, again, is just killing Milwaukee right now. This pick and pop. Lopez, you see again, is in that 2-for-2. He's dropping back, trying to stay between Horford and the basket. But Kyrie does such a great job when he knows he's got his man on his back, still finding this pocket pass to Horford. He's one of the best mid-range shooters in the game as well. Here we see the strong side split again. This we call a reverse split or just a rip screen, back screen. Hayward's going to come up like he's setting a back pick for Rozier. Looks like Milwaukee's worried about maybe switching it. So Hayward's going to read it and just try to slip to the rim. Not open. That's fine. So he's going to get out of there. Now we're going to go two-man game to Rozier. Let's watch it one more time all the way through. Back pick, slip, handoff. Give him space to turn the corner, drive and kick. Find the corner. Boston does a great job keeping the ball moving. This one they call 5 weak usually if they want to go to the left side, but it could just be a read. But usually, another big man, Horford or Baines, will be down here, kind of playing the 4 in this spot, and he'll pin the guy from the left corner. This was a huge Isaiah Thomas play, Avery Bradley play. This Chicago action, pin down, right into the dribble handoff. Give Tatum a spread floor, but great job getting the hands in there by Indiana. Thanks for watching Boston Celtics FAVE 5. Again, make sure you check out the whole FAVE 5 series with a whole bunch of playoff teams done so far, including Milwaukee. Follow on Twitter at ScoutWithBryan for some bonus plays. And make sure, if you really enjoy these videos, patreon.com/ScoutWithBryan. You can subscribe, even $1 a month. You'll get access to special things like a monthly chat, some bonus Celtics plays, and a whole bunch of other cool content. I really appreciate your support. Make sure you thumb up, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Boston Celtics, FAVE 5.